Welcome to this evening's program on employee engagement. This is by far the last session of employee engagement series. There will be only one more class next time where we will be discussing something very, very closely attached to employee engagement, that is your personal development and how you can craft your capabilities to achieve the highest possible level of expertise. That is a part of this program. But with today's session, we will be closing employee engagement series. Welcome. I'm sure you all remember where we began this series. Where did we begin this series, Hanumantrao ji?
Skinner theory, sir?
Yes, we started it with B.F. Skinner's operant conditioning theory or the reinforcement theory, which said that man repeats what he is rewarded and whatever is punished, he stops doing it. That is where it all began. That was the first thing which was observed by psychologists in trying to explain human action. But then that led to a very funny observation. Man does not stop there. He immediately starts looking all around himself to see what exactly is happening with others. For the same thing that he is getting rewarded or punished, what's happening with others? And if he finds that others are getting more rewarded than him, he gets thoroughly depressed and gets demotivated, even if you reward him. This was named by Adam as the Adam's equity theory, where he said that man is a comparing animal. He constantly keeps comparing what he is getting with what others are getting. This brought to the next theory, which is the Vroom's expectation theory. Based upon this, what does he do? He starts thinking, if I do this, what will be the outcome of this? What will I get? And do I really want what I get? Will it be helpful to me? Do I desire that reward? Should I work towards that reward? This was the stage step of understanding of human motivation. This was called the Vroom's expectancy theory. But suddenly, psychologists and business leaders, they found one very peculiar thing. They saw that many things were simply not working. It was not motivating people at all. But the lack of it was demotivating them. This was an enormously important observation because they found that things like leadership, or job security, status, relationship with the peers with whom they are working, the working condition, the package, all these things were not motivators. They were not motivating people. But the absence of this or suboptimal leadership, or if you are not providing adequate job security, these were all great demotivators. It was at this time that they went back and realized that Herzberg had proposed a theory called the two-factor theory, where he had mentioned certain aspects of the workplace and the environment and the work behavior. He had divided it into two parts. One he called the motivators, the other he called the hygiene factors. The motivators were achievement. When people achieved something, they felt motivated. When they were given a growth opportunity, they felt motivated. When they could see that they would advance in their career and their personal capability, they were motivated. When they were given responsibilities and made leader, they were motivated. Job satisfaction was a major motivation. Recognition was a major motivation. But leadership, job security, status, peer relationship, working condition, compensation, these did not motivate, but the lack of it created demotivation. He defined them as hygiene factors and motivators. This explained to a large extent what the people saw. When they started implementing it, they found another very funny thing. It was not enough to understand how to create engagement. This is when Maslow's hierarchy of needs came into the scene. Maslow had already proposed a hierarchy of needs where he said that people's needs were hierarchical in nature. They started with psychological, breathing, food, water, sleep, hemostasis, all these things were psychological factors. Then came the security, the safety, employment, basic resources, a family, all these things were there, and that took them to a belonging. Man wanted to belong. He was a social animal. That went to self-esteem and then to self-actualization. So they found that once these things were addressed, man started feeling more and more motivated. Someone said the voice is not loud enough. Is that a problem?
No, sir, it is
Clear, sir. Clear.
it's clear, sir.
Clear, sir.
See, at this stage, people should have had a very clear framework on what is to be done, be it in society, in the workplace, or in the family, to ensure that there is total engagement. But still it failed. This was a big confusion. People simply could not understand why, in fact, of ensuring that all these factors of recognition, comparison, expectancy, the hygiene and the motivating factors, and the hierarchy of needs which are there, when all these things were addressed and the framework was created, it still failed. It was at this juncture that Locke and Latham, with their 30 years of research on goals, came up with the goal setting theory. They said that man can never feel satisfied, engaged, or engrossed in what he is doing if there is no objective goal in front of him. At that time, people were talking a lot about SMART goal, specific, measurable, and all those. But then they said that this is not going to work. They came up with what was called the goal setting theory, which started off with clarity of goal, to be engaged, to be focused on work. One needs to have clarity of what one wants to do. That clarity will come only if you are able to disseminate the complexity of the goal that you are addressing. What are the various factors? What are the nuances of that goal? What are the complexities in it? With the appearance of the complexity, you will understand the challenges which you will have to overcome if you have to address it. Once you understand what are the challenges and how to overcome them, an innate, an intrinsic commitment towards the goal will come, because now you're confident you can achieve it. And once you monitor your actions after the commitment, you are able to attain that goal and in the process get full satisfaction. So Locke and Latham gave a 5-step formula which started with clarity, went on to complexity, to challenges, to commitment, and then to review or monitoring, or whatever you call it. Things should have worked out fine now, but still it collapsed. Still, companies and people found that even when the goals were set and given, people were not satisfied and they were not committed. So what is the next solution? They started thinking, where are we going wrong? It was at this time that Deci and Ryan came up with the SDT theory, self-determination theory. They said that goals which are imposed do not create motivation, do not create engagement. People have to claim the goal, not be imposed on it. Self-determination theory. Self-determination theory said the 3 most important factors which lead to man's commitment towards anything, total involvement towards anything, are self-determination, that is autonomy, a mastery of what he is doing, and relatedness to where and how he is doing it. and with whom he is doing it. This three combinations of autonomy, mastery, and relatedness is what will make man committed. When they checked all the parameters, they found everything works out. But they found one major flaw in it. They saw that this was still only a theory. How do you apply it? Now, in a use case, from the current to the desired position when you want to go, the first thing you have to do is be able to visualize the desired outcome. Isn't that so? Unless you are able to visualize the desired outcome, you cannot draw a map. So the next question came, if self-determination theory is being practiced by an individual, how will it look? What will be the outcome? What will he feel? How will the world see it? In came Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi with his flow theory. He said, when self-determination theory is implemented, that's not precisely what he used the term, but his research pointed to the fact that when self-determination theory is in its real principle form implemented, you enter into a state called flow. What is the state called flow? The state called flow is where you are totally engrossed in what you are doing, you lose sense of time. Time ceases to exist. And the second most important aspect of it is that your expertise matches the challenge in front of you. There is a perfect match between expertise and challenge, capability and task. When capability and task match each other, and you are totally engrossed in the task and you lose sense of time, you are in a state of flow. You are at the highest motivation level. You forget to eat, sleep, drink, and you are totally engaged and no outside forces required to interfere at that stage. People had a very clear idea. Now, engagement had been clearly defined. Number one, operant conditioning theory, leading to Adams equity, leading to Vroom's expectancy. From that, they came to Herzberg's hygiene and motivators. From there to Maslow's hierarchy, to Locke and Latham's goal-setting theory. From that, they moved to SDT, Deci Ryan's SDT. From that to Csikszentmihalyi's flow theory. Now corporates had in front of them a clear framework. They wanted to see, does it really work? When they went back into history, they found an extraordinary thing. That people have been doing it, but how, they could not understand. It was at this stage that two people, two students, Amy and Jane Dutton, they started working, and in 2001, they came up with a job crafting theory. They said this is possible only if job crafting is done. They divided job crafting into three parts. They called it the task crafting, the relational crafting, and the cognitive crafting. Obviously, cognitive crafting superseded all these three because everything is happening in the mind. If you don't know how to craft your mind, you cannot craft your job or the relationship surrounding it. So even though it was sequenced as task crafting, relational crafting, then cognitive crafting took supermost position. Amazing. Everything fell into place. The moment this was done, everything fell into place, and today's topmost companies are following this, and this is what we are going to discuss. Today, I am going to give you the engagement framework. Engagement is a word consisting of 10 letters, E-N-G-A-G-E-M-E-N-T. What each of these letters stand for, how by adopting it, you can personally excel in whatever you are doing, get your team to excel, get your company to perform its highest level is what we are going to see. Before that, I am going to show you two greats, how much before this concept of job crafting came, how they were already crafting, which took them to the highest level. Funny part of it, both of them were not formally educated. One is Michelangelo, one of the greatest genius in the world of art. The other is known as modern father of innovation. Can anyone of you tell me who it is?
Steve Jobs.
Huh?
Steve
Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs.
A person was a dropout who is legendary for his capabilities, but till today, no one has been able to find out what exactly was it that he was capable of. We will show you how, by using this, he became the legend that he is. And then we will go into the engagement model. Our next masterclass is going to be how you can reach that level. That is the beauty of it. Each one of you can reach that level. Very simple formula is available. Try it. You will find a drastic shift in how you view all the work that you are doing and the ease with which you will execute it, so that you will become an enigma for the people around you. Success will come and fall at your feet. You will not have to chase success. That's a fact, my dear friends. Trust me, you can do it. Let's begin today's session. Are we all ready?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Guruji.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Some very tall claims, isn't it? Hanumat Rao is smiling. He said, bloody hell, when did you not make tall claims? Dangerous claims. Believe me, you are going to do it. Let's start. We will start by understanding what made Michelangelo what he is, the rules that he broke, the things that he did, which made him a total enigma and one of the greatest sculptors, artists of this world, to whom assignments came for which he was not capable, but he did it. Just watch. How many of you can recognize this sculpture?
I can recognize, sir.
Yes, madam, you should be able to. Otherwise, it would be extremely, disappointing. Yeah, what is this sculpture?
Pieta.
Pieta, correct. And what does Pieta mean?
Meaning I don't know, but Mother
Our
Mary.
Lady of Pity. In Italian, it means Our Lady of Pity.
Okay.
Okay. So what does this depict? Please, for our audience, tell me, what does the sculpture show?
Mother Mary carrying the body of her son Jesus.
Yes. As soon as Jesus was brought down from the crucifixion cross, the body was handed over to Mary, and Mary is carrying it. So, friends, closely watch this statue and tell me what is extraordinarily funny about this statue. This is one of the greatest creations of Michelangelo. For three things, Michelangelo is extremely famous. One is the statue of David. The second is the painting of the Sistine Chapel. The third is Pieta. Now, see, this is Pieta. Today, I'm going to show you all the three to show you how he smashed all conventions. What is very funny about this statue? Tell me.
Surrender.
Watch the statue properly. Don't go for abstract.
The mother is younger.
Absolutely right. Who said that?
Alaga sir. Alaga Lakshmana.
Excellent. The mother is younger than Jesus. Can you see that? And why did he make it so? This is where the genius of Michelangelo comes. His argument was, if you show an old lady, already she will look sad. How the hell do you drive the message of her sorrow? So what did he do? He made Jesus younger than Jesus. I mean, he made Mary younger than Jesus and sculpted Pieta. Now let us see a few more very interesting things which I don't know whether you people know, because many of you would not have read about it. Some of the lesser known truths about Michelangelo was he didn't care for convention. He did this. He sculpted this statue from a single piece of Carrara marble, which was absolutely impossible to do because it is a soft marble. And why did he select that? Because he wanted the marble to be able to show you each and every aspect, the smooth lines. You can see how very clear all the leather. Can you see this portion where you can see the veins standing out? All these places, you see how smooth it is, how beautifully he has done it. The second thing is what he did was he shaped the physical contours, then the emotion. Everyone will first try to create the emotion, then cut the figures. But he did the reverse. It was an amazing thing which he did. He didn't wait for motivation from outside. He crafted the motivation from inside. Let's see what all he did. How did he reshape the task to use his strength, style, and vision? The Vatican gave him a simple brief: a sculpture of Virgin Mary holding Jesus. Michelangelo did not simply follow the brief. He redesigned the task. He chose a block of Carrara marble, a risky choice because he wanted smooth flowing lines. Second thing is what did he do? He reimagined Mary as a young and serene, not old and grief-stricken, thereby shifting the emotional tone totally. And this was accepted by the Pope. It was accepted by the church. Imagine the person responsible for their religion. Christ is being shown older as his mother. All because Michelangelo wanted to drive home the sorrow, the loss of Virgin Mary. Next, he sculpted late in the night without assistance because that was when he felt most connected to the stone. A marble is always very cold in the night. The context, what he was sculpting was so very painful, so cold, so lifeless. And what he was showing? He was showing mother carrying her dead son. What can be colder, more painful than that? So he decided to sculpt only in the night without anyone around him. He used his own sculptural sequence, first freeing the emotions before shaping the anatomy. Usually it is the other way around. You always free the anatomy, get the contours clear, and then you go for the emotions because that is the hardest part of it. But he first attempted that. He first created the emotion, the face, the expressions. Then he went and contoured the body. And he often worked so hard that he totally forgot to eat, sleep. He slept in his boots. Time vanished. Not just this, he minimized unnecessary relationships during this period. He dismissed all assistance, preferring solitude. Despite the massive scale of the project, he did not allow anyone to come near him. He said, I will do everything myself, including going and taking all the things that he required to do the job, cleaning the place, everything. He did not allow a single person near him. He built a small wooden shed around the statue so no one could enter without his permission. He did not allow anyone to see what was going on. He cut himself away from everyone. He actively preserved only inspiring relationship during this period. It was a penance for him. He maintained close connection with the enlightened patrons like Lorenzo di Messi, who nurtured his passion. Those of you who have attended my creativity and innovation program, I have dealt with the Medici effect exclusively for 3 classes. I think Mr. Mathur was there in that class. Mathur
Yes,
sir?
sir. Yes, sir.
Huh?
Oh,
You
yeah,
remember
yeah.
for 3 full sessions we dealt with Medici
Oh.
effect.
Medici effect.
What really was Medici family, how that Italian family, they ensured the boom of the Renaissance, what all happened during that period, the role of Michelangelo, Leonardo da Vinci, and all those other people. See, Michelangelo preserved a very, very close relationship with Medici. Because it was Medici, Lorenzo di Medici, who really brought out the best in him. When he was a novice, just starting off, it was Medici who gave him the opportunity. So he was one of the few peoples with whom during this entire period, Michelangelo kept touch. And second thing is, he sought the company of philosophers, poets, and architects, those who elevated his thinking. Just imagine to what extent he went. No wonder he created what he has created. No wonder. He ensured that his entire ecosystem he changed. Then came David, for which Michelangelo is known throughout the world. The Uffizi Museum stands only because of him. Michelangelo never saw himself as a designer or worker. When he was sculpting David, this was a photograph taken by me of David about a week back in Italy, in Florence. He reframed it as freeing the soul trapped inside the stone. The beauty of it is this is carved from a 12,000-pound marble stone which had a crack in it. So no sculptor was willing to work on it because with the first chisel, the crack will split the stone. But the genius of Michelangelo saw the soul of David prisoned in it. So he said, I'm freeing the soul trapped inside this stone, and the outcome is David. And the height of it is, Michelangelo was a sculptor. He was called by the Pope and told to paint the Sistine Chapel, which he initially resisted because he said, I am not a painter. But the Pope said, nothing doing, you have to do it. And he took it. One can't take a picture of the Sistine Chapel. So I and my family were there inside it, and I explained to my family members the story of Michelangelo and Sistine Chapel. The guards were standing there. They were very impressed, and then they came and started talking to me, and they told me, said, you can take a selfie if you want, and if the roof comes in it, we can't stop that, can we? And you can see me taking a selfie with the phone looking up, and that is how I could take this picture. This is the painting at the top of the Sistine Chapel. And what did he say? And what was his crafting for painting the Sistine Chapel? 4 years. Suspended at nearly that height, lying horizontally with paint drop falling on his eyes, swollen eyes. Michelangelo painted this, one of the greatest creations of all times. He said, I am telling the story of humanity to the world. It starts off, you can see here, This is the most important part of that painting. Can you see this? Can you see this picture?
Sir.
Yes,
This
sir.
is
Yes, sir.
where God is breathing wisdom into man.
Apple.
You can see the finger.
Yes,
The
sir.
most famous picture of the world. And preceding and succeeding it is the evolution of mankind.
मेथी पराठा इवना
This reframing that he was telling the story of humanity, a God-given opportunity, kept him going. It kept him motivated. Pain dripped into his eyes. His spine twisted. He suffered constant pain. But in spite of that, he continued for 4 years. And in between, the Pope, who was also a warrior, had gone to war. So he could not even pay anything to him and his team members. He continued without payment till the Pope came back. And what he created is there for the entire world to see. Today, the Vatican has the highest number of visitors every day. Every day of the year, they have the highest number of visitors to visit the Sistine Chapel to see this painting of Michelangelo. And amazing it is when you see that. You can't believe that. Just imagine a person who is not a painter painting something which has stood the test of time. If he can do it, why can't you? You will only be doing what you know. If a man who doesn't know what he has to do can become a genius doing it, what about you who knows what he is doing? That is the formula that you are going to be introduced to today. This is the formula which he used. Now let us see how, using the same formula, Steve Jobs became what he is. You'll be surprised to know that there are dozens of books which have been written on what Steve Jobs has done. Steve Jobs' crafting mastery. Crafting, cognitive crafting is about referring how one sees their role, work, constraints, and purpose. Once you can cognitively craft what you're doing, everything else will follow. Automatically, you will be able to craft your task. Automatically, you will be able to craft your relationships. The first starting point is cognitive crafting. And there are books and books and books and books and research papers written on how Steve Jobs did cognitive crafting. Have you all had the opportunity of reading any of those books?
No, sir. No, sir.
I think you all should.
Oh.
You should go and check up. Internet is full of cognitive crafting of Steve Jobs. The YouTube is full. Go and listen to his speech at Stanford University. Have you heard his speech at Stanford University? You should hear. It is an amazing thing. Let's see what he did. The first thing he did was, he was the CEO, and he reframed his role as editor-in-chief of Meaning. My job is not to be easy on people. My job is to make them better. Imagine. A disciplinarian to the core, a slave driver, totally changed the way the world looks at him by saying, my job is not easy on people. My job is to make them better. You'll be surprised to know that there was no one in this world with whom Steve Jobs had a good relationship. Even his daughter left him and went away. He was such a slave driver, he was such a disciplinarian, that even his daughter left him and went away, leave alone anyone else. Wives, subordinates, peers, I can understand. But at least with a daughter, no father will act tough. But he was such a disciplinarian that even she left and went. But she came back, only to regret that she could never understand her father. And he summed it up in one sentence. that he saw his role as editor-in-chief of meaning. My job is not to be easy on people. My job is to make them better. And how well he did it. He made Apple the greatest brand, the richest company in the world. Then second, reframing constraints as creative fuel. Focus is about saying no. When we say you focus, what do we mean? You look at what you are doing, correct or not?
Yes, sir.
But what did he do? He said, find out all the reasons why you will say no to everything else. His focus was on deleting everything that was not important. See the parallel between Steve Jobs and Michelangelo. When Michelangelo was asked what he was sculpting, he said, I am removing everything which is not David. Steve Jobs' focus is not doing anything which does not serve the purpose of what has to be done. Reframing constraint as creative fuel. Focus is about saying no. This was an amazing way of looking at things. He cut 70% of the product lines after he came back to, in 1997, when he came back to Apple, Apple was on near bankruptcy. The first thing he did on coming back is cut 70% of the product line. That means imagine whatever business was coming, he cut that also. He said, we will not focus on any of these things. He cut multiple experiments. Lots of research was going on. He cut everything. He cut the entire internal distractions of the company. He mentally redefined scarcity as a clarifying advantage, not a limitation. He said that we do not have money is an advantage, it's not a limitation. Now we will use this exactly where we want and nowhere else. Result is the Apple that you have today. Many of you must have heard that Apple's font and other things came from where, do you know? Do any one of you know where those fonts ideas came from?
Adam's apple, the apple falling down from the tree.
No, not that apple. The apple, you know, all the products, you know, they have a particular font. Where did they come from?
It's from Steve Jobs.
How? What are the source of it? He happened, you know, when he was dropping out.
While he was eating an apple?
No, madam. That was a good guess. That's a good shot you took. No, you see, he is a dropout. He was not interested in the regular education. But once during his visit to his university, he happened to see a class being conducted by an expert. It was a calligraphy class. He went to that calligraphy class and he was so impressed. That is where he took the idea of the font size. That will explain to you how he crafted technology. Reframing technology as liberal arts. He said technology alone is not enough. It's technology married with liberal arts which makes it so glorifying. Most tech CEOs would have framed their work as engineering. You know, whenever you talk about technology, what comes to your mind? Engineering, speed, features. These are the things which come, isn't it? But what came to Apple's mind? Culture, human motion, aesthetic judgment, liberal arts. What the hell of a framing it is? He changed the mental model of what Apple was, thereby changing every downstream decision. Every hiring, design, marketing, pricing, everything changed. Imagine if you were teaching calligraphy and not handwriting, how much would you charge? Would you charge the same thing for a handwriting class as you would for a calligraphy class?
No, sir.
Everything changed.
No.
Water crafting. And now you understand how the culture of Apple evolved because of one person's capability to craft his thinking. This is just the beginning of the way he was crafting himself. Reframing failure is a preparation phase. What did he do after he was sacked from Apple? Can anyone of you tell me? He was fired from Apple in 1985.
He started another company.
What was the name of that company? Next. It is called Next. And what is the specialty of that company? Can you tell me? Instead of internalizing failure as an identity damage, he reframed it as a cleansing process, a learning laboratory, a reset of ego. Imagine. He changed the meaning of failure from rejection to incubation. This reframing is why he returned back stronger. Many of you possibly do not know Next computer was the first computer on which World Wide Web was created. www was created on a Next computer. Are you aware of it?
No, sir.
Uh-huh.
No, sir. No, sir. No idea.
No idea, right?
Yes.
Do you know why it was kept as Next computer, NEXT? The next chapter after Apple. Why it matters? When Jobs left Apple, he did not retire or disappear. He treated the episode not as a defeat, but as a learning opportunity. Next was not commercially successful, but Apple purchased the operating system. Then today's Apple's operating system, Mac OS X, is a derivative of Next operating system. It is an amazing thing. Tim Berners-Lee. How many of you heard his name? Tim Berners-Lee. Tim Berners-Lee created the World Wide Web on the Next computer at CERN. This is a historical fact and adds weight to Next's importance. You know, in his, Stanford speech, he says in 2005, the heaviness of being successful was replaced by the lightness of having been fired again so that he can become a beginner. What cognitive crafting? If such people don't become big, who will? Tell me. Reframing customers from users to humans with taste. Jobs rejected market research. Two other people rejected market research. Do you know who they were? You know, most of you will be shocked if someone were to come and tell you market research is all bunkum. 3 people said it. All 3 gigantic success.
Elon Musk?
No. First was Ford. When Ford was asked about market research, he said, if I were to go and ask my customer what he wants, he will say a faster horse. But would a faster horse have worked? Would Ford have become what he is today if he had tried to create a faster horse? Or would America have been what it is today if we had created a faster horse? It was the automobile which created America. In my course on creativity and innovation, there are 2 entire sessions devoted to the contribution of Ford and the automobile to the development of America. He was the first person. Another person who said was the owner of Sony. Walkman was rejected by his marketing team. They said it will not work. Why? Because all the market survey pointed to its failure, but he redefined the entire music industry with the introduction of Walkman. It was only with the introduction of iPod that Walkman was defeated. Otherwise, it had totally redefined. And the third person who did not believe, who falls in between these two people, is Steve Jobs. He never believed in market survey, market research. Humans with taste. People don't know what they want until you show it to them. You show them what they want and they will know. This is where the concept of latent value comes. Latent value is value which is not visible even to the customer. He reframed work as a spiritual act. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life. He cognitively reframed work as a calling and legacy. He said it is a way to put dent in the universe. That means the universe is working in a particular way. It's shaped in a particular way. It is in your capability to create a dent and reshape it. This is textbook cognitive crafting, changing work from employment, expression of self and values. He says, you are not working for someone else. You are working to express yourself and your values. When you start working like that, imagine what will happen. And the final one is the most important one. He is the world, even today he is known for it. Reframing mortality as a decision filter. From the Stanford commencement speech, he says, remembering that you are going to die is the best way I know to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose. He says, you have got nothing to lose. Try. Because anyway, you are going to die. What the hell are you going to take away from here? So why hold yourself back? Step forward, try so that you can achieve something. What bigger decision filter can be there in this world than the knowledge that you are not going to live eternally? What are you scared of losing? That which anyway you are going to lose? Can there be a bigger decision filter than this?
No.
You're scared of losing money. You're scared of losing status. You're scared of losing relationship. You're scared of losing reputation. Everything is going to go anyway. Imagine what an impetus this is. Now you see what made Steve Jobs what he is. Keeping all these things in mind, keeping our journey of motivation in mind, I am now going to give you a case study. There are 26 people here, 27 people here. Very, very capable people, all of you. Very capable. Highly successful. Only thing is, most of you have got in the bad habit of living inside your comfort zone. Scared. I'll lose my reputation. What will people think about me? What will happen to my job? What will happen to your family? Nothing will happen. Believe me, 50 years down the line, all of you will be hanging up pictures in somebody's drawing room and nobody will recognize you. First thing is that you need to understand. So if anything is holding you back, it is your mind. Now I am going to give you a case study. This case study, step by step, a person is implementing the employee engagement framework. Remember cognitive crafting in your mind. Remember task crafting, remember relational crafting, which we have discussed in our last workshop. Remember all the motivational theories, and you will have to tell me what are the steps he took which ensured that he could create a bulletproof policy in his organization to succeed. Very simple things. He has not done something extraordinary. He has done very, very simple things. You will have to identify it. Are we game? Now, as I show the screen, please take a screenshot so that we don't waste time. Am I clear to everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Guruji. Yes.
May I be blessed with your
Yes.
darshan? Please,
Yes, sir.
how many of you can unmute your videos? Let me have darshan. Patani sir has given his darshan. Snehal ma'am has given her darshan. Welcome Snehal ma'am to Elite Group. Now, yeah, Nageshwara ji. Yeah, Havesh Saab has come from Ahmedabad. Vikas is there from Delhi. Great Vikas. Light off. Okay. Habib from Singapore. So we are represented from Singapore. What is it? 1 o'clock in the night? What is the time there, Habib?
Sir, is 11:30, sir.
11:30. You are great, man.
Thank you, sir. It's a pleasure.
Okay, I thought I was the only midnight ghost. You know, you are worse than me.
No, you awaken me a lot. With my friends, I have to do everything, party as well as business, and yourself as well. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Rajan ji, jara unmute to kijiye video. Let us see the king of alternative energy. Yes. Okay, now, friends, this I'm going to be reading out the case study. What you are going to do is you are going to discuss between yourself. All that you have to do is you will have to sequence what the person did. That is precisely what you have to do in your company with your team. Okay? Let's start. The rebirth of Arvind Tools Technologies, a 240-employee industrial tooling company experiencing chronic disengagement. Arvind Tools and Technologies is a 20-year-old precision tooling manufacturer serving automotive and heavy engineering companies. It began as a small MSME but grew into a mid-sized enterprise. For the last 4 years, ATT has been struggling. 35% annual attrition. Workers leaving for 1,000 rupees more salary elsewhere. Internal conflict between production, quality, maintenance, stagnant motivation. Repeated customer complaints about delay, frequent rework costs. Morale at an all-time low. The founder, Arvind Kapoor, now semi-retired, hands over the company to his daughter Radhika, a young MBA. He said, I can't do it anymore. Take it. She brings in a new HR head, Vineet, who introduces a comprehensive engagement approach. You have to identify what he is doing. Can you take a screenshot of this? Okay, done. Let's move on. When Vineet arrived, he discovered confusion everywhere. 2 CNC operators doing the same job were paid different salaries. Promotion decisions were opaque. Overtime allocation seemed political. Employees kept saying, Saab, setting pe chalta hai. Nothing is fair here. Vineet held open house sessions. He published transparent role expectation, clear pay bands, and standardized promotion criteria. He introduced a why this decision was taken explanation for every promotion. For the first time, employees said, at least now we know the rules. Fairness reduced resentment dramatically. ATT had poor basic hygiene. Toilets were unclean. Drinking water was inconsistent. Workload spikes were unpredictable. Supervisors shouted at workers. People feared sudden firing. We need fix the basics. Hygienic restrooms, clear duty rosters, predictable shift schedules, supervisor behavior training, a no shouting, no humiliation rule. Or one welder told Radhika, "We don't mind hard work, madam. We mind disrespect." This stabilized the workplace emotionally and physically. Take the screenshot, please. Production targets at ATT were arbitrary. Teams were told, "Kal tak 500 piece chahiye." Don't ask how. No clarity, no measurement, no feedback. We need set up smart weekly goals. Quantity, quality, downtime targets, daily tracking on whiteboard visible to all. He also started monthly skill upgradation sessions for operators who wanted to learn advanced machines. For the first time, employees felt we know what to do and how to grow. Goals created rhythm and direction. More workers felt hum bolt banate hain, bas nothing special. To address this, Radhika took an unusual step. She invited ATT's biggest client, a tractor manufacturer, to talk to employees. The client shared videos of farmers using the tractor saying, "Your tools help us feed the nation." Employees cried. They finally saw the meaning behind their work. Supervisors were instructed to give autonomy. You decide how you want to set up this jig. You choose the method for improving cycle time. Weekly team circles improved connection. Work shifted from mechanical to personal. Many employees are either bored, work too repetitive, overwhelmed, too complex without support. Flow was impossible. We need redesigned tasks. Operators were rotated every 2 to 3 hours to avoid monotony. The toughest jobs are paired with mentors for skill match. A 90-minute no disturbance deep work period was created during peak output hours. Immediate feedback was introduced. Your precision improved by 0.2 mm today. Was the way the immediate feedback came. This created pockets of passion, absorption, and creativity. ATT had never allowed employees to influence their job design. During one-on-one conversation, Vineet asked each worker, "What energizes you? What drains you? Which task would you like to do more?" He then adjusted tasks. Sham, who loved troubleshooting, moved from assembly to machine maintenance. Fatima, who disliked night shifts due to a child, was permanently put on day shift and assigned quality checks. 2 workers designed their own jig improvement mini project. People felt a sense of ownership for the first time. Earlier, the only metric was output quantity. ATT now measured quality, downtime improvement, attitude indicators, ideas submitted, learning hours. Every Friday, the plant had a 10-minute celebration. Star of the week, idea of the week, precision champion, team spirit award. Recognition became part of the culture. ATT had a cold atmosphere, no emotional bonding. Vineet introduced a daily morning huddle, a shared tea break between departments, a Humans of ATT wall with employee stories, festival celebration with families, a mentor program pairing senior and junior staff, leaders working on the shop floor weekly. Slowly, people began referring to the ATT as our family. Attrition began to fall. ATT had no innovation culture. When one operator suggested a simple fixture that could speed up production, his previous supervisor said, "Tum apna kaam karo, engineering department ko mat sikhao." Vineet reversed the mindset, created a small idea box, announced you can run any 5D experiment without approval, introduced quarterly innovation awards, allowed method freedom, You choose how to increase speed or reduce errors. Within 4 months, 63 ideas were submitted and 18 were implemented. One idea saved ATT 4.8 lakh annually. People felt trusted and bold. The final breakthrough happened unexpectedly. One day, a group of visitors from Germany toured the plant. The guide pointed to Ravi, a senior machinist. Ravi corrected the guide. I am not just a machinist. I am the master of precision in this plant. His statement stunned everyone. Over months, employees began referring to themselves as quality guardians, cycle time innovators, prototype pioneers. Role had become identity badges. Work became who they were, not just what they did. The 6-month result, attrition dropped from 37 to 16%. Rework fell by 32%. On-time delivery improved by 24%. 68 innovation initiatives launched. Customer satisfaction increased. Operator voluntarily conducted skill sharing sessions. Production quality rose sharply for the first time in 4 years. ATT became profitable again. Radhika told her board, we didn't turn the company around. The employees turned around the company. It can be done. This is a real case study. This is not an imaginary case study. So friends, you all got the screenshots. All senior people. Put it into sequence. What the hell did Radhika and Vineet do? You can do this in your family. The beauty is you can do this in your family. You can do this in your building association. You can do it with your team. And if you are an entrepreneur, we have quite a few entrepreneurs with us. You can do it in your company. And we have got quite a few consultants with us. You can do it in your client's place. We have 30 minutes to list out. I'm not going to break you into teams. The entire platform is yours. Go, play. Find out one leader and moderator, and all of you take turns. List it out. Are we game? Suri sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, start.
Yeah, sorry, sir.
Yes, Hanmantra. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening,
I
sir.
think
Good
a
evening, sir.
challenge has.
Good evening, sir.
Good
evening.
evening. Good evening.
Who will volunteer to be the moderator?
Everything you, sir.
No, I can also, no problem.
Moderator आप करेंगे?
कर लेंगे कोई दिक्कत नहीं.
Suraj sir.
No problem.
Okay.
Yeah, yes, I can.
Yes,
Okay
sound
then.
Yeah.
Then in that case, Suraj, Hanmantra, you help Suraj Mathur sir. So both of you make whatever is being discussed. Now each one
When
take
you're
2
telling,
to.
I can make a note. If you want, I can type it.
Yeah, I can also make note on paper and then we will discuss it.
Okay.
Will
Yeah,
we?
Each one.
both.
Okay. Before each one gets 1.5 minute each to express one after the other. So that in 1.5 minutes, please tell about what
Job crafting. Job crafting.
Yes.
what Arun sir has said that. So we will express that. Then Hanumantra and Suraj sir will note down.
Yes.
I will-
So
Come on.
the way sir has told us of job crafting, the first changing the scope, number or method, and changing the interaction with and relationship, changing the way one perceive to job, task crafting, rational crafting, cognitive crafting. How can we scrutinize in this photo we have taken? What job Vinit and Radhika has done in this case. So in this we may within these parameters we can find out the sequence. This is the question, I think.
Yes.
थोड़ा सा पानी नहीं वैसे आधा गिलास।
Yeah. So who will be the opening batsman?
Now writing.
Krupuswamy
No.
sir, नहीं तो राघवन
Writing the
sir.
points.
राघवन sir.
Raghavan sir.
Or Krupuswamy.
I'm writing the points now. I'll come back.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Now, firstly, the reframing of the failure was identified and crafted.
The reframing of failure.
Failure, yeah. Identified and crafted.
Identified and crafted.
Yeah.
Okay.
And creative fuel was created.
Fuel was created.
You're talking crafted, sir. Crafted, no?
Created.
Yeah, reframing of failure identified, crafted. That is a your thing.
Reframing of failure identified and crafted, and creative fuel was created. Okay. Next.
Then technology alone is not important. Much more than technology, the human element. Human element was identified, appreciated, and involved.
Much more human involvement.
Element, E-L-E-M-A-N-T.
Human element was appreciated,
promoted, and involved.
Recognized. Human element was recognized. Am I right?
Appreciated.
No, recognition is first, then appreciated.
Okay.
Then reframing clients.
What about the task crafting framework? Task crafting framework. Like objectives. I'm talking about objectives. They put the objectives now. Different objectives are different now. Objectives are different now. Am I right? I'm talking about the task crafting framework.
That is what they want. Yeah. Not only purely from the productivity point of view.
Yeah, that's one.
But point of view was what the employees or workers experience or the taste they have, the intention they have.
Any others inputs? Others inputs?
Transparency brought in with clear definition of roles and clear pay bands and standardized promotion criteria.
What says, sorry sir, clear definition of responsibilities? JD?
Responsibilities, yes. Definition of responsibilities and ownership.
Just a definition of responsibility.
Responsibilities.
Employee ownership.
So responsibility implies ownership.
Yes.
And transparency brought.
Yeah, transparency already were written before.
Transparency brought. I could complete it. Transparency brought up.
Transparency we put, that's all. Okay.
Okay.
Transparency in the role we're talking.
Role expectations or transparency of job definition, and then clear payment and standardized promotion criteria are brought in.
So, purpose is that how we'll keep it a sequence.
Yeah, this is one after the other we are going, no? The sequence, because first is
Transparency brought in role and job description.
task crafting and relational crafting and cognitive crafting, right?
Task crafting, no?
Yes.
Task crafting. Before I've written it.
Can I move in?
Yeah, please, sir.
Yeah, please,
Okay.
sir.
Please.
Right. The new HR who came into the company, first, he understood the company's culture. What is really happening there? So, having understood that, he went in for a 360-degree assessment. Then, what he did was, he found out the company's culture, morale of the employees, standard operating procedures, HR policies, the leadership aspects within the teams and in the overall organization, and how employees are being motivated or not motivated, their empowerments, freedom to communicate, team and quality cycles. Then he looked into the pride of ownership. Then, as rightly pointed out, the transparency aspects, and salary and bonus was tied for creativity, innovation, and participation. And he created a culture of ownership of what they are doing, celebrate success stories, and reward and award individual contributions. Thank you.
तो बहुत हनुमत राव सर लिख लिया क्या? बहुत फास्ट
लिख लिया सब लिख लिया थोड़ा.
मैं दोबारा बोल सकता हूँ.
No,
not required, sir.
Not required.
Not required, sir. Thank you. I understood. Again, role framing, role reframing also done, no? Role reframing. Role is reframed, no, for all the employees. Now, before the role is, they're thinking that only I'm machinist, I'm only inspector, I'm operator. That thinking also changed. Means role crafting also done.
Role ownership.
No, role reframing.
Yes, reframing. Yes.
Reframing.
Role reframing is maybe right word. Role reframing. Before, just only they thinking that I'm only operator, something like that. The perception is changed now. Role reframing. And value reframing also changed. Am I right? Value reframing. Value reframing.
We are in room.
Multitasking job was given, Jim.
Yes, multitasking.
Yeah.
What about relation legacy crafting?
Production people can do engineering job also. That type of culture developed, Jim.
Celebration was one of the important point. Every week they met, every Wednesday they met.
That way written, sir. That way written.
There was something which is job enlargement, job rotation, and job enrichment, which was done to create that enthusiasm, I felt.
Okay.
Pardon?
And
job
it was
rotation
more
and
like
enrichment.
okay. Yeah, job rotation, job enrichment, job enlargement. So these things were taken care of, and at the same time, I think the concept of MBO, management by objective, I think that was also emphasized, because they asked, to design, what they feel would be the right way of doing the work. So even the people were also asked to share their inputs.
Yeah. Any about cognitive crafting, ma'am? Any inputs? cognitive crafting?
And with respect to their requirement, they were allowed to modify the job or choice of
Yeah.
job within the job as long as it aligned with the company's objectives and requirements. Freedom of choice of job or something like that. Modification with respect to employees' choice or what they are interested
And
in.
another
doing.
important point
Yes,
was
yes.
the
You are talking
ultimate
about
customer.
the self-declaration theory, something like that?
No, there is one more point.
SDT, you are
See,
talking SDT.
there is one more point. When the customers were brought into the factory, they understood the worth of individual contribution. That is a very important motivator, because earlier they were working monotonously, but now they know what is their contribution to the enterprise and to the outside world. So that brought a new spirit of workmanship, team building, and working together. So that was there.
Anything
Looking
about
at
rational
the
crafting? In
synergy.
this example case study, any rational crafting?
Yes. One of the
Rational
example,
crafting. Any
one
relational
of the
crafting?
example the lady who cannot work in night shift, they shifted in the and day shift. So this was the management by objective, or this was that.
Empathy, yeah. And also there were a lot of reward and recognition system which was revamped, and people were acknowledged, the employees were acknowledged also. And also the collaboration was something, synergy and harmonious relationship between teams was not that much strong. So he got that also having a lot of networks and synergy and collaborations between teams, so that you are able to work together in harmonious relationship. I think that was also something which was stressed. And yeah, and also when people give suggestions, it gets into the granularity of the issues. So I think suggestions and other things were also encouraged from the from the employees. So a lot of risk hazards also gets mitigated when you invite attentions or invite feedback from others. So that was also something which was encouraged.
The sense of
skill enhancement was encouraged. And skills were shared amongst the teams.
Yes.
There was
Empathy was
also
demonstrated.
From
Empathy.
employees responsible to the stewardship. That is I am able to see here. Am I right?
Right.
the employees also were introspecting and seeing what energized them and what drained them and in which part they were strong enough.
Right. Inner empowerment or morale boosting.
This is, in one word, this is the harmonious relations developed among the employees, so that they may come out their self to do the work.
Doing the work is one thing, but empowering others, is increasing the skills of others, sharing those positive things.
Okay.
Learnings.
And there is a shift from extrinsic motivation to intrinsic motivation.
Right. That is what I meant by inner power or that. Yes.
Yeah.
And
so
another thing was from top-down management to bottoms up. That was there.
And also
You're talking about that ideas, no? That Kaizen's improvement ideas that you are talking.
That is what is bottoms up.
Yeah, that's
So ideas were encouraged.
Kaizen ideas, improvement ideas. They're giving.
Right. It is something like that one.
So basically,
The
his
transparency
father
culture has developed here.
Hello.
as a
Transparency
result,
culture has developed in the each aspect. Like VAV, production, productivity, quality improvement, delivery time, downtime, all the data was shown on the dashboard. So everything
KPI,
was clear to the
KPI. They're calling KPI.
Yes, when we
Key
say
performance
KPI,
indicator.
transparency is done.
Dashboard.
Yes.
The KPI is empowered. KPIs are increased. actually.
KPI dashboard, there you.
Yeah,
Actually, main
dashboard.
thing is they could see what they are doing is resulting in improvement of the public or end customers.
Employee
So they could see their fruits of the
Purpose.
job
performance.
rather.
Purpose. Purpose,
Yes,
value,
larger purpose of
value,
their job is.
purpose, and ultimately intent.
And also the right people in right place. So she is a fresher, Radhika, she put Vineet in the HR role. So that is one of the change around of this total game change.
Yeah, Mary ma'am, you have raised your hand. Please speak.
Yeah.
Relatedness was also there.
Relatedness, like the cold atmosphere changed into emotional bonding. Also, task crafting increased the performance.
Great. Yes, Mr. Patabi. Yeah, you want to add something? You're muted.
Maybe more like communication was also emphasized, like the cadence meeting, like weekly, when you have those review meetings, it really throws a lot of inputs.
Every Friday.
No, when the-
Every Friday.
When the
Yes,
work-
Mr.
workforce-
Patabi is speaking. Please let him speak. Yeah.
when the workforce says we are only machinists, then they pay and work for only salary. And when they say, I am part and parcel of this organization, then I own my responsibility and own my task.
Excellent.
So there is a clear-cut understanding of responsibility, accountability, and sense of ownership.
Ownership.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. 2 more minutes to go, please.
There was
Any more
faster
inputs?
decision making also. Like, it was not delayed, not red tapeism. So there has been a boost in terms of how people need to take decision and act upon. So like Sir just mentioned about accountability, responsibility. And also preempting what could happen. So when you stabilize, you need to also preempt what can happen. Prediction, or, you are stabilizing the breakdown, but also need to look at predictive maintenance, which is important.
Also, the employees are not leaving for salary because the attrition came down very low. That means the engagement is up, and salary is not only the factor for leaving the organization.
Okay.
Karupaswamy.
Okay, now who is going to sum up the whole thing?
Sorry, sir.
You have written everything now. Why don't you read out? Either you
Yes.
or
You want me to
Read
give
out.
you screen sharing?
No.
Suraj sir.
Yeah, Arman sir, मैं
Yeah, yes,
बोलूं
sir.
जो मैंने what are
Yeah, what is the team has told? Just I am putting the screen.
okay, yeah, then put up.
Yeah.
Yeah, team has sum up like that, sir. The one is the technology is not only important, but we're not put in sequence what you told. I think, sir, what team has told, we're keeping in some sequence. In this case study, the technology is only not succeed any company. The human element also very important, like appreciation and recognition. And other one is like a task crafting framework. Not only just productive indicators, KPIs, more than that one other thing. And one is a transparency in role and clear what is definition of the response for each employee, that is improved, and employee ownership. And other one is like a task crafting framework, not only productivity intent, it is maybe repeated. And company culture, now they understand it, that improve. And 360-degree assessment and more SOPs and HR policies and employee motivation and empowerment. The team has understood not only salary, it is a more purposely that is improved. And what are the success that the celebration started? What is the small wins and those things also, that culture is improved. And role reframe, before the just I am only machine operator, due to more that one, it has changed to the new role job. Means it is the intent or purpose the reframe has done for the each employee. They are interpreted in a different way, and it's like a value reframing. Generally, not only salary, what we are doing, more than that one company. So that value reframing is done by the each employee, and job rotation and enrichment, and other than cognitive crafting and freedom of job. What job description and relational crafting, management objective and collaboration of the team, networking team and responsibility to stewardship and inner empowerment. And other thing is like the extrinsic motivation to convert to the intrinsic motivations, and more kaizens are they are encouraged. Any employee can give their ideas and innovation ideas they can put in, and best kaizen some ideas also they'll be recognized and awarded. And KPIs not only production related, non-production related, other human touch related also, the KPI is also increased. Now purpose of the job is they understand, and relatedness, emotional bonding is improved. And the weekly meetings have happened like a Friday to understand the people and consent and all. And decision making and accountability and responsibility increase, and predictive maintenance also one of the processes take up. These are the team or is given input, sir. Once again, thanks to all. Just I summarized. If anything is missed, you can add anybody. Sorry, sir. Anything I missed, please add.
No.
There was celebration of the success stories, reward for the individual
We're told, sir.
contribution.
We're told, sir. We're told.
Okay.
Create hygienic and good work environment.
Yeah, Bhavesh, sir. Okay, sir. Yeah, that is good part. Sorry, sir. Can you conclude something like that in a?
Yes, sir. In fact, many of the teammates have participated and brought out may not be in a sequential form, but all major points have been touched upon, especially by job crafting, and then task crafting, and then relational crafting and cognitive crafting have been addressed in one way or the other. I think the turnaround is because, and then made everyone to own the firm and then start contributing them. So the autonomy given to decide what the job they have to do, I think that has really turned around them. I think employee engagement has properly been demonstrated in this case studies. Arun sir?
What Arun sir?
Yes, please unshare the screen. So how many of you recognized the problems which were there in ATT, in your team, your organization, in your family, in your society? Every problem is there in all these places, right? Yes. Why? And it is not as if you have to go outside your organization to find the solution. The solutions are all there here, right inside the organization, inside your team. That means what? We are working from the confines of a comfort zone. We are not using our
creativity,
brain. We are not using it. We are simply going through the motions of leading. We are not leading. Because even the most simple thing, we are not doing. What Vineet did and what Radhika did was very fundamental. They did not do anything earth-shaking. Now let us see what they did, in what sequence they did. The sequence goes by the acronym of engagement, ENGAGEMENT. This is a trademarked framework, scientifically validated. You can implement it. And this is a diagnostic tool. This tool is what you are going to use in trying to find out what is it that is preventing you from becoming the best of class. Each one of you can become the best of class. and hit the top that you are really designed to. Let's understand that, okay? First they did was they established fairness and expectation. Employees judge engagement based on fairness, clear rules, transparent rewards, and trust. And where does this come from? The theory is Adams' equity theory, Skinner's reinforcement theory, the most fundamental. That is where you begin. Total transparency on salary structure was created. Clear expectation from each role, what was expected from each individual. Consistent reinforcement, praise, recognition. Tell me one thing, how many of us follow this in our team, our family, in our environment? If we were to do this, we would have crossed the first hurdle to total engagement. Number 2, outcome eliminates resentment and builds emotional safety. This is required. This is the glue which keeps people together. Next is nurture needs and hygiene. Basic needs first, security, clarity, then growth, recognition, and respect. The hygiene factors and the motivators. Theories are Maslow and Herzberg's. Maslow's theory of hierarchy, Herzberg's theory of 2 factors. Treat employees like extended family, safe environment and basic comfort, give them good toilet facilities, good drinking water. These are all very essential things. Respect human behavior, respect and human behavior from the owner. Don't treat them like animals or they're your slave. Treat them like humans. Please remember one thing. You as a leader is not a leader if you don't have followers. That means the followers define you. You don't define the followers. If you had no followers, are you a leader? Please remember one thing. You require them. They don't require you. Your designation as a manager demands that you have subordinates reporting to you. Outcome prevents disengagement, builds stability. When you provide the basic needs, treat employees like extended family. You provide a safe environment and basic comfort. You respect human behavior from the owner. Many people ignore this everywhere, even in their family, people ignore this. Give goals and growth targets. Clear, challenging, measurable goals with regular feedback loops. If people don't know what they have to do, what will they do? You know, one of the standard statements managers make in sales training and meetings is, I don't know how you will do it, but you have to achieve this. If you yourself don't know how you are going to do it, how the hell do you expect your subordinate to know? In my 46 years of corporate life, I heard this so many times. The moment I hear this, I note down the name of the person. This fellow has to go. Calling a team and telling, यार तेरा टारगेट इतना मुझे नहीं मालूम तो कैसे करेगा, करना है तुझे. अरे तुझे नहीं मालूम कैसे करेगा तो ये क्या करेगा? Clear, challenging, measurable goals and feedback loops. This comes from Locke's goal setting theory. This is precisely what they did. OKRs and SMART goals. Objective key result areas. Very clearly tell them. Simply weak goals. OKRs and KPI are a broad-based framework. You break it down into weekly goals, have 15 minutes reviews. Third, monthly review dashboards. for everyone to see. Total transparency. Outcome, it prevents disengagement, builds stability. Are you seeing the sequence in it which is going?
Yes, sir.
Then you come to align meaning and motivation. People give more when their personal meaning aligns with company purpose. Please understand one thing. You may start your career because you want a job, but you will progress in your career, continue in your career and job only if it aligns with your purpose and your objectives. Everywhere there are two things, corporate objective, personal objective, and it is the job of the management to align them both. Create autonomy, mastery, and connection. This is very, very, very important. Theory, Maslow, hierarchy of needs, and SDT, autonomy, competence, and relatedness. Competence can also be called mastery. Autonomy, competence, and relatedness, along with Maslow's hierarchy of needs. One of the most beautiful things about hierarchy of needs is it is not one way, it is two way. Once you have achieved a higher hierarchy, you can slide down also if it is not fulfilled. So it is necessary to ensure that both these are taken care of. Explain how every task impacts customers, because when you do that, you create meaning. Give authority. You decide how to do it. You are telling the other person, you as a manager don't decide. You are telling to your subordinate, you decide how to do it. Micromanaging and control is not a very good thing for productivity. When you decide how to do it, then the other person is not interested in doing it. Third, weekly appreciation and bonding. Regularly keep giving the reinforcement. Skinner's operant conditioning theory. Keep patting him in the back for the good things he does. Outcome, work becomes personal, not mechanical. Generate flow condition. Match challenge with skill. Don't give him a job which he is not capable of doing. Provide immediate feedback. Let him know how he is doing it. Create conditions for deep work. Conditions of deep work is where he is totally engrossed in it. Theory, Csikszentmihalyi's flow theory. How do you do that? Allow employees to choose how they work best, when they work best. Like Michelangelo, he decided to sculpt Pieta in the night, not in the daytime. Because that is when he felt closest to the marble which he was working on, closest to the emotion which he was trying to release from that piece of block of stone. Remove unnecessary interruptions. When people are working, they don't want interruptions. Interruptions can damage the flow of work. What did Michelangelo do? He banned all his sub-assistants from coming into his work area. He said, I don't want to meet you guys. I don't want you guys to help me. He did not want distractions. Celebrate progress weekly. Small pieces of celebration. Celebrate small wins. Small wins go up to big wins. Outcome, high energy plus creativity leads to peak engagement. When it is high, there is nothing to disturb you. You will start thinking of how you can do your job better, because the job becomes your mode of engagement. And everyone wants to enjoy. Empower crafting. People engage when they can shape their job. The job that they have to do because of their employment may be told by you, but how they do it is decided by them. What are the theories? Self-determination theory, job crafting and job crafting model. Owner sits 30 minutes with each employee, asks him what energizes him, asks him what drains you, and then adjust the task accordingly. Most cases, the problem starts with the recruitment process itself. We never ever start recruiting with a firm profile of the candidate that we want. The profile itself is extraordinarily vague. Graduate. And then what are you doing? You are trying to find out whether a person will perform based upon his past record. That means what? You recruit for future possibilities through past behavior. Is it a graph that you will extrapolate? We never look into what the future might hold for us. We never do any scenario planning. We don't try to evaluate what will be required of my employee tomorrow. We forget that most of the things we have studied, we never use in our job. Tell me, how many of you are really have used what you have studied in your job? If in your case itself, see, Hanumanji, he is one of the senior most people in charge of 7 quality control units of a large company, defense company in India. 7 in India and 1 in Singapore. He is controlling, directly reporting to the managing director and the board, and he is telling he doesn't use what he studied. Sad, isn't it? But when he was interviewed, what they must have interviewed? So, what is your subject in BTech, MTech? What is your dissertation? What paper did you submit? Believe me, I am 100% sure. If I ask Hanumanji to give me his degree today, he will have to go search or maybe ask his wife, where did you keep it? That is the situation. So that is the situation. Outcome, employees design the roles that excite them. You have given them a job. Why can't you allow them to design how they will do it so that they will enjoy it? I want one, what do you call it? Volunteer. Who will volunteer? I want to show you what exactly we do in our office, in our family, so that you will appreciate what I am telling. One volunteer.
Yeah.
Everybody is feeling very, very, guarded. Ye sala pakdega, phasayega.
Me.
नहीं
sir. Suri नाम
भवेश जी, माथुर साहब बहुत डेंजरस आदमी, मैं उनके चक्कर जंगल में नहीं फंसूंगा.
Gujarat, we'll go to the Gujarat, sir. We'll go to Gujarat.
I prefer Gujarat to Rajasthan. Okay. अच्छा, भवेश जी, आप मुझे एक बात बताइए.
Yes, sir. Am I audible?
हाँ, yeah. सब भवेश जी, supposing let us say आप घर जाते हो तो भाभी जी पूछती हैं, अच्छा आज खाने में क्या खाओगे? आप क्या बोलते हैं?
जो तुमको ठीक लगे वो.
That is a safe thing to say. But let us assume you want to eat something. Will you tell it? You'll tell, na?
Yes.
कि आज एक काम करो, आलू पराठे और खड़ी बना दो.
Correct. I will.
Will you say आलू पराठे में आलू को 15 मिनट के लिए उबालो, 1 चम्मच नमक डालो, इतनी हल्दी डालो, इतना Will you tell all these things?
नहीं, टेस्टी बनना चाहिए बस.
If you
ऐसा बोल
tell
रहा
what
हूँ.
will
मैं
happen,
ऐसा
if you
बोलता
tell what will happen.
महाभारत.
महाभारत तो कम है, खून खराबा हो जाएगा, 6 फुट नीचे ये नजर आएंगे. जमीन के 6 फुट नीचे नजर आएंगे. और नहीं, बहुत ही भाभी जी मान लो अच्छी हैं तो क्या बोलेंगी, एक काम करो पति महादेव, खुद जाके बना के खा लो और मुझे भी खिलाओ.
मैं भी देखती हूँ कैसा बनता है.
But this is precisely what we do in our office. Task crafting is nothing but telling मुझे आलू पराठा चाहिए, बस. कैसे बनाती हैं वो उन पे छोड़ो. जब बनाएंगी बढ़िया से आके परोसेंगी और पूछेंगी अच्छा लगा. Now, isn't that a better way to deal? Yes, Hanuman ji.
Right.
Means what is the requirement when we are in the company, sir? If we do not have the work instructions, standard operating procedure, no, people will follow in a different method. Means we cannot get the consistency quality, no, sir. Compulsory we have to tell this way how to do the work. Some sequence will be there, no. Step 1, step 2, step 3, any process or any example. If I am doing the plating process, I am doing the confirm coating process. The laid down procedure will be there. Based on that only they have to do, no, sir. Just that is my understanding.
You know, there is one share of Iqbal. Have you heard it? There is a share of this. क्या कहते हैं हमारे, अरे, who is that? Galib.
ये फिर इम्प्रूवमेंट कहाँ से आएगी अगर इतना बांध
दिया तो.
Galib was once asked. You know, Galib was a womanizer and he was a debauch and he was a drunkard. Once his friend told him, यार गालिब सुधर जा, ये सब मत कर. तो गालिब ने पूछा क्यों भाई? I am a debauch, मैं शराब पीता हूं, मैं मजाक करता हूं, तो तुम्हें क्या तकलीफ है? तो नहीं नहीं गलत बात है, जहन्नुम जाएगा तू. तो गालिब आंसर कि हमें मालूम है जन्नत की हकीकत, लेकिन दिल बहलाने को गालिब ये ख्याल भी अच्छा है. All these things which you are telling now, Hanumanji, this is the way it should be done, that is the way it should be done, has all been created by humans like you and me only, based upon our experience, our understanding. And what makes you so certain that your understanding, your experience, your flow is the best flow?
It is not like individual, sir. It is like a
who is the
combination.
Someone created it, na? Someone
We are
created
optimized
it,
based on the cross-functional discussion, based on the
that process
standard.
was created by whom? Someone created it.
Yeah, we only, sir. We only create.
We only created. Someone was doing it in a different way. We changed it. What makes you think it cannot become better because of somebody else's inputs?
Yeah, but it is a dynamic, sir.
Tell me, if it is the best flow, won't your subordinate follow that flow? If there is something which he can do to improve upon that, why are you stopping him?
No,
Let him
we are
try.
not.
Give him an opportunity to experiment.
Yeah. That is there, sir.
You see, let us keep an open mind. Why do we think my way or highway is the only way?
No, sir, like that.
Huh?
And
see, I'll tell you one thing. What you are talking about is output management. You are talking about doing things in a particular way. When are we going to shift to outcome management? If there is a way by which the improving a particular way and getting a higher output is possible in terms of outcome, what's wrong in it?
Yeah.
This flexibility is what I am telling we should have. I am not telling go and rupture everything.
yeah. And that is required, sir. What you told, I understand.
Them the chance to design their roles that will excite them. And how? What will excite them? Performance will excite them. You know, there is this statement. Nothing succeeds like success. You might have heard in your life, nothing succeeds like failure. I am challenging it. Nothing succeeds like success. Every time you succeed, you develop more enthusiasm to perform better. Measure and reinforce. What gets measured gets improved. What gets rewarded multiplies. It's a fact. Energy follows intention. Intention follows energy. This is the Skinner's reinforcement and log's feedback loop. Track only 2 metrics. Don't track too many things. Just 2 metrics: performance and positivity. This will tell you everything that you need to know. Is a person performing? Is he being positive? That's all. What is positivity? What do we mean when we say positivity? Enthusiastic, engaged, happy, looking forward to coming to work, looking forward to working, looking forward to interacting with you. That is positivity.
But how to measure it, sir? That metrics you're telling.
Simple. You are coming for every program you are attending.
100
You are
attendance.
joining before the program begins. Is that not enough?
Yeah.
What more do I need? Do I need an acknowledgement certificate from you that you are 100% positive? Very simple. And you are sitting and listening to all the rubbish I'm telling from beginning to end, and then interacting with me afterwards, sending me messages. By the way, did you read the job crafting which I had sent for you?
Yeah, I read, sir.
How is it?
Very good, sir. But again, I'm myself. One thing you told us, sir, long back. You have to craft your job, crafting yourself. You told us. That is also I'm thinking. Now I'm reframing something.
Yeah.
You told, remember, no, sir. You have to craft your draft yourself. Not somebody can do job craft.
No one can do it.
Yeah, that's
You
what
see,
you told.
See, you gave me the fundamentals of your job, and I created a JCM for you, where I created the task crafting, I created the relational crafting, I created the cognitive crafting. All were possibilities.
Yes, sir. Yes.
I was working from a future possibility angle. This is how you can craft. Now you will have to decide which particular path you want to take and craft it so that you will benefit the most from it.
Yes.
Just track 2 metrics: performance and positivity. When we talk about performance, I am not talking about activity, I am talking about outcome. Simple verbal praise. You don't have to be very effusive. A simple thank you, a job well done, is more than enough. Small celebrations. Acknowledge the person's performance in a group. Talk about someone's good thing to someone else. Never talk about the negative to another person. Small celebrations. What will be the outcome? Positive behavior becomes habitual. Encourage relationships and belonging. We are into the second E of the engagement, ENGAGE. Human connection is the fuel of engagement. Remember one thing, no one is an island. And SGT, relatedness, Herbol's recognition, Maslow's sense of belonging. All these three are addressed here. SGT is what? Autonomy, mastery,
relation.
And Herzberg's recognition comes under motivation, not hygiene. And Maslow's third stage of hierarchy is the belonging hierarchy. So you see, you are addressing all three. Daily team tea break. There is this saying, the family that dines together stays together. Today, nobody dines together. That is the reason why everything is breaking. Fight, but do it together. When you dine together, at least make it a rule that one meal of the day, the entire family will sit down and have it together. Similarly, in your office or amongst your friends circle, tea break, daily team tea break. Celebrate small wins and festivities. Small festivities. Celebrate it together. The owner works alongside employees. When you don't put a distance between you and your employee, you succeed. The other day, I was having a discussion with one of my, companies where I'm a consultant, and I was discussing with them. I was making some suggestions when suddenly one of them said, "Sir, there is no problem, sir. We can implement all these things." I said, "Good." He said, "Our managing director, I don't think he is here. I think he has logged out for some reason. Jayesh said, Jayesh's door is always open. Anyone can go in and come out. So we can all do whatever you are telling. We don't have any problem." Just imagine, that is the amount of openness which is being practiced by that entrepreneur. So automatically what happens? There is a sense of ownership which is there in the people. That's a very big thing which Jayesh has earned from his employees. Outcome, emotional glue that reduces attrition. People don't leave and go, and it is observed in that company. I'll tell you, people are there in the company for nearly 30 years. That company is around 40 years old, and I know the person who said it to me, Mr. Pawar, Durgesh Pawar, he was there in that company for the last 30 years. Then, encourage relationship and belonging. The last but one, N. Engagement ka N. People innovate when motivation is expectancy, instrumentality, valence. What is this? Vroom's expectancy theory. When they know that if I do this, this will be the outcome, and this is what I will get, and I can do this. When this happens, automatically people start working towards it. Vroom's expectancy theory, a very powerful theory which most companies fail to understand and appreciate. Let employees experiment in small ways. Allow them the freedom to try out new things. Doesn't matter. Not everything will succeed. Sometimes they will fail, but that's okay. Autonomy in method, not just in task. Let them try doing things in different ways. Where they will get the most pleasure, they will start doing it that way, and that will give the best result for the organization and for you. Owner says, try it. If it fails, no problem. When you give him this, this assurance, sorry. When you give him this assurance, everything falls into place. Employees feel trusted, and they unleash their creativity, and you are the beneficiary. That's what you want, isn't it? That brings us to transform work into identity. Cognitive crafting. Engagement peaks when employees say, this is not my job, this is who I am. You say, Michelangelo was an artist. Michelangelo is recognized by everything that he has created. His creations are his identity. You also, I am sure, want to be known for the creations that you are responsible for. Theory, cognitive crafting, Maslow's esteem, you have reached the highest level of self-actualization. And in SDT, competence. See, what a beautiful way the whole thing is created. At the last level, you have cognitive crafting, which ideally should have been the first, because cognitive crafting is the precursor to everything that was followed. What are you attempting? You are attempting self-actualization, the highest level that you possibly can achieve as a human being. And what is required there? Competence in what you are doing there. Give ownership. Tell him you are in charge of this. When you tell you are in charge, the whole thing changes. Let me remind you of one particular incident that happened in your life. This will tell you what a mind-blowing thing ownership is. Do you remember the day you got married? Till the moment you tied the Mangal Sutra or put the ring, or you said, I do, the lady sitting in front of, standing in front of you, sitting next to you, or the man sitting in front of you or sitting next to you was a stranger. But the moment that happened, in that one fraction of a second, everything changed. What happened inside you? Why are you now ready to kill for her, die for her? Go to the corner of the earth for her. How did this stranger, within a fraction of a second, become the most precious thing for you? That is the switch which is here, and that switch is called ownership. My wife, my husband, that my in front of that word changed the meaning of that word and changed your life totally. And this is the one thing we are scared of giving to our employees: ownership. ये मेरी company है. अरे, I'll tell you. I tell my people, my team leaders, कि तुमसे बड़ा बेवकूफ इस दुनिया में नहीं है. 5 जने तुम्हारे काम करने के लिए तैयार हैं और तू फिर भी लड़ाई कर रहा है कि ये मेरा काम है. You are more interested in being known as the boss than getting the work done and becoming the real boss. That is where ownership comes. The real ownership is when you can say confidently, you are in charge. Position, role as mastery, you are a quality champion. Make them the master of that role. Tell him you are the best. He will give his life and become the best. Because he does not want you to be wrong. Respect individuality. Each one is a person. The outcome, work becomes part of self, the highest engagement. So what are these 10 actionable steps? Let's see it together in one screen. Set roles. Set clear role expectation and make all rules, rewards, and salaries transparent. Number 2, ensure a safe, respectful, non-toxic work environment with basic comforts. Number 3, give weekly, monthly measurable goals and review them regularly. Number 4, explain how each person works, impacts customers, and gives them autonomy in how they do their work. Mary, ma'am, please concentrate here. You don't have to write. You are going to get the recording anyway. You are in the group. You are in the elite group. Why do you want to unnecessarily not concentrate? Concentrate on this. Match tasks to each employee's skill level and remove unnecessary interruptions. Sit with each employee, adjust tasks based on what energizes or drains them. Track only 2 things, performance and positivity. Celebrate small wins. Don't go tracking everything under the sun. Just 2 things, performance, positivity. Remember one thing. Just let me ask you a simple question. Let us say You have to make 50 calls, telephone calls in a day. That is your job. Okay? You don't do that. How will you feel? Tell me, how will you feel?
Uncomfortable.
Huh?
Uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable. You are coming to meet me. I am your boss. How will your behavior be towards me?
Shy, some shy or
Careful, very guarded, isn't it? Now you
with the
see,
excuse.
this is what is meant by measure performance and positivity. If you are making 50 calls, what will be the performance? The performance will definitely be different than if you are making 10 calls in a day. Correct or not?
Yes.
Yes.
And if you are making only 10 calls, performance will not be there. And you will be scared of meeting me. Your behavior with me will not be very positive. Do I have to ask you how many calls you are making? The lack of performance tells me you are not working adequately. And your defensive posture tells me that you are not very positive. Now I don't require any more questions. But if you are making 50 calls, performance will be better. And you will come with full confidence because you know that you have done your job to the best of your ability. So you will be very positive in your approach to me. So when I look at that, I know that here is a person who is putting his heart and soul into it. Are you understanding the difference?
Yes.
So too much of digging is not required when you are going to measure only two things. A good manager, a good leader will be able to assess people by just following these two metrics, performance and positivity. Create daily, weekly team rituals and celebrate moments together. See, these are what many companies are doing. You must be wondering why they have got team dinner, team meetings, and all these things. This is where all these things has come from. Allow small experiments, encourage new ideas, never punish honest failures. And finally, give each person ownership of a specific area. Recognize them as the champion of it. Disengagement is rarely random. The question is, how can you use these 10 points to identify where and why disengagement or disillusionment has set into your life? It typically occurs when one or more psychological needs have long gone unmet. This framework helps an individual locate the exact fracture point. The exact fracture point where disengagement is happening inside you, due to which you are unable to reach the top, this engagement model can diagnose. Thank you, friends. Our next workshop will be on how to identify that in you, what you can do for it. Because I cannot ask each one of you where you are disengaged and expect you to tell me truthfully. But I can provide the framework to you for you to find out where you are not engaged totally to excel at the topmost level. Reaching the top is not difficult. It's not at all difficult. It's as easy as getting into an elevator and pressing the top floor button. Simple. Things cannot be more simple than that. All those people who have reached the top have done exactly that. Want to do it? Attend the next workshop. That will be the last workshop where you will be helped to diagnose what it is you need to do, whichever stage of life you are in. You may be a person, an upwardly mobile youngster wanting to build a career, or you might be a very senior commander like Suri sir, or a person who is still to reach the zenith of his position like Hanumantrao, or a business person like Bhavesh. Each one of you can become the best in what you are in your personal, professional, social life. Get into the elevator, press the top button. I'm open for questions. Yes, Hanumanji.
Actually, this engagement process, what you told, sir, is very interesting. But my question is there. One is a department wise, one is a company culture. Example, sometimes one department is doing, but each department will be interact with other business processes, something like that. If the company culture we have put in this process, it will be very effective. That is only my understanding. Am I right? No.
Let me tell you something. Let us understand it in the correct perspective. How does a company start?
No, why, how
does a company start?
Some customer will be there. When the business is there, customer is there, will start the company. Employee.
One person gets an idea.
Idea, one person. Yeah.
He decides to monetize that idea. Correct? A company has started. Right? Now he takes another 2 people because he finds all the work he can't do. These 3 people together start working. Each one has got certain beliefs of doing things in a particular way. They bring their method into the company, and slowly the way the work is done is formed. Am I right or not? This is what is called culture. Culture is not something which is there in the textbook. Culture is the way people work. And the way they work is driven by their desires, their objectives, their capabilities, their comfort zones, the processes which they are comfortable with. Slowly, as the company grows, the group of people who decide, the policy makers, start adopting the best of what is visible around them and start directing people to do it that way. It is not fixed. For instance, Hanumanji, you have a team of people under you. Correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You forget the company that you are working in. It's a huge company. Correct or not?
Yeah, correct.
But your team is there right next to you, sitting in your office first. Can you implement this with those 5 people?
Yeah, sir.
That does not require a company culture to be brought into it. What will happen?
Yeah, that improvement can be seen by the other interaction departments also.
Correct. Now, your department, your team's performance becomes better. It, let's say, grows by 20%. Who will be the first person to see that?
Yeah, me first. I will be experience that.
You are only
result.
implementing it.
Yeah.
So more than you, who will see it first?
My reporting officer can
Correct.
experience.
The managing director and the board will see.
Yes.
What happened to Hanuman? 30 years he has been with us. All along he was performing. Now 20%, 30% more he is doing. They will call you, ask you, Hanuman, what did you do? How is it? The team is the same. You are the same. Situation is the same. How is it you are performing better? You will tell them. What will they do? Now you see culture is starting to change. Now they will say, what he is doing is great. Let us try and implement it in other places.
Value message is going, sir. Value message you are telling. Value message.
Yes. Value messaging. Slowly. Value messaging. Before that, you have to demonstrate that value.
Yeah, I understand.
You have to implement it, demonstrate, then message it to your manager when he asks, and then slowly it will start expanding. Maybe 20 years down the line, someone will be talking about your company's culture, which you have started today. That is called what? Strategic value. Value which will reflect itself 20 years down the line. Every day you walk 10 steps, 10 days you will not see difference. 10 years you will see a huge difference. That is what is meant by strategic value creation. So what I'm suggesting is, Hanumanji, remember one thing. The less you think, the more you implement. The more you think, the less you implement.
Yeah, we have to go to the pitch. Pitch we have to play, sir.
Yes. Otherwise, standing outside and commenting, "Arey, ye sixer to Sachin ne mara, main bhi maar sakta hu," is very easy. In the next session will be the last session of value, employee engagement, where we will be discussing how to diagnose, where you can improve yourself, and how to do it. Because diagnosing is one part. So somebody diagnosed you got bronchitis. Next what? Keep coughing? No. What antibiotic to take, what will suit you, how long to take it, what you have to do. That also we will discuss. On 20th, we have got the first session on, the second session on value, functional value. What exactly is this functional value? How do you create functional value? If you read the textbook, and how do you create functional value, which is the world-class best of the functional value? There are two different things altogether. It is one, you exist, you're breathing, you're eating, you're procreating, you're growing old, you die. Means what? You exist. And then there is you live. We will see the difference of this functional value from two angles. One, existing. What is functional value? How do most companies practice it? And second, that extraordinary world-class functional value which some companies have been able to create. Why? What is the difference between the two? You will be introduced to that world-class functional value, how to create it. And we will do it by first discussing what is functional value as recommended by textbooks. How do you create it? Okay, friends. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
I think it is. What is the time now?
10:25.
10:25. Okay then. Can we say good night? And I will request those of you who can kindly put your feedback in the group. Your recommendations, your assessment, and your observations.
Thank you, sir.
Hope to meet you all on 20th. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.